Greetings, welcome to 2026. Even though we've been here for like nearly a month now, it's just whizzing by. It won't be long, and we'll be 2027. But this is the beginning of the official kind of year here in Australia. Anyway, it's still jolly hot. We're having a hot old time here in Melbourne and Adelaide. I don't know about the rest of Australia, but we're having a very hot time. And so here we are in 2026. So I just thought I better quickly, before I'm starting to go to a new choir tonight, so I'm pretty excited about that. So my dear friend Karen Songbird, who's been on here before, is going to come and pick me up soon. So she might come before I finish, so I'm kind of racing. So anyway, I wanted to get on because I didn't really intend to have a break over January, but it just happened. So I thought, oh well, that was meant to be. It was good to have a bit of a break, and I've got some new plans coming up for my life in terms of, well, one thing for anyone who's following it, I didn't get the book finished. January was going to be like, I'm going to push through. I'm just going to make this book happen, but life, there was just too many things going on, so that didn't happen. But the other thing is I have a good friend that I know through who was my mentor before when I started to start up my own business, and she's kind of encouraged me to step back into that space. So this year is going to be, apart from everything else, I'm going to focus on starting a small business, doing sculpture classes, clay sculpture classes, and making clay again. So I'm going to make that my focus, and then it'll happen. So that's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to get on here and talk a bit about like polarization and the distressing stuff that's going on in the news, and how we can get really very discouraged and feel like everything's out of control, and that it's the end of the world pretty much. And the other day I had a friend put up a post something about the end of the world, and we can expect everything to get worse from here on in. And I haven't had a chance to really talk to her about what I think, but I guess I came to the conclusion that is not the situation. And I just found a couple of videos of some young people that seem to be getting what I believe is the truth about this, that we've got to disengage from the narrative of the end of the world, that I think is a manipulation of scripture. I don't think it's true. And it's just gone deep into the psyche. And yeah, so hang on, I'll find this first guy first, who I think puts it really well. Hang on, all right, I'm going to change screens, and I'm going to turn off my, mute my thing. But yeah, he expresses as well. I'll play this, all right?
"13 elite families have been running this planet for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, in part by using magic and telling you that magic doesn't exist. So today I'm going to expose a little bit of the magic that they use, and a huge misconception that everybody who thinks that they're in the know perpetuates. So let's refresh our memory about what magic is. The base of magic is that we are all perpetually co-creating the realities around us, right? And the basic idea is, if one can manipulate their mind, they can manipulate their reality. So let's break down the conspiracy, and I'll tell you how it actually works. So the idea, and I think this is one of the first conspiracy I ever heard 15, 20 years ago, was that the Illuminati or the evil cabal or whatever, goes by many different names, has to, by karmic law, tell people what they're doing before they do it, which is why sometimes we see, people say, like, in The Simpsons, The Simpsons are predicting things, or different TV shows, or different media mediums are predicting certain things or telling us certain things before they happen. And it's, some sort of arbitrary karmic law that they have to follow. That's incorrect. Keeping in mind the definition that we just set up for magic, what's happening is the exact opposite. Here's the thing. If I wanted to accomplish a massive thing, a big thing, and I knew that all of us are co-creators in this reality, right? The easiest way for me to accomplish a large thing would be to implant the images and the ideas and the emotions into the minds of hundreds or thousands or millions of people in order to accomplish that thing, in order to bring that thing to light. The outrage happens in the news before it happens in the streets, right? The concepts start on the internet before they start in the streets, in reality, right? So in this way, they're using everyone's collective creative power to their own advantage and against yours. 13 at least.
We're running out of time. Agenda 2030 is coming, and if we don't wake enough people up, we're screwed. I don't buy that anymore. And here's why. If you haven't heard about Veda Austin yet, you are in for a treat. Veda's work strongly suggests that water can receive and respond to information, things like intention, words, emotion, music, imagery, even distant directed focus. She'll take water in a petri dish, expose it to a specific stimulus, a written word, a song, a picture, a frequency, an emotion. She'll have someone thousands of miles away concentrate on a specific intention, and then she uses a unique freezing method to reveal what the water forms. And what shows up is wild. The water creates these intricate crystalline patterns, almost like it's offering its own artistic interpretation of what it was just exposed to. Water changing its orientation based on what it was exposed to, visible to the naked eye. It's also important to know that she has tens of thousands of documented examples of this, and she...
Okay. Yes, sorry. So yeah, amazing stuff. Like this is new to me, this particular stuff that's coming up, but I just wanted to show this. I don't know who's aware of. There's a Japanese guy that was doing this stuff, freezing water and getting different crystalline kind of forms, according to the intention that he put on them by taping words onto the dishes where the water was freezing. And so there's a lot of people who have taken this interest in this idea that water has this ability to receive and to hold consciousness, really. And it makes sense that it's something to do with the way things are created and made. So this guy's talking about someone else who's doing that kind of research. And let's have a listen to what he's got to say. So he talks about there being a thing with eggs. Maybe I don't need to, because it's confusing for me going back and forth. I've just closed it anyway. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. All right. Sorry, I'm not going to edit this. I won't have time. Karen's coming, I've got to go. So anyway, he talks about an idea, what this person that he's talking about, that she's looked at the form of the white of the egg. I can't remember if she freezes it or not. I can't remember exactly the process. I'd have to go back and look at it again. But the idea in it is that there's these beautiful forms, feathery looking forms in the white of the egg. And it kind of makes sense because it's creating a chicken in there. And that but these were just like free range, happy eggs, happy chickens, the eggs from happy chickens that were well fed and looked after and free. And that when she looked at the eggs from chickens that were caged chickens and that had a lot of hormones and a lot of stuff pumped into them, the eggs didn't have anything. They just had a sort of an unpleasant looking form. But what she did is she put one of these beautiful eggs that have been from a happy chicken, and then she surrounded it in a form by these cage eggs where the unhappy chickens were creating eggs that had lost their identity, you might say. And then she left them overnight. And then when she analysed them in the way that she's been doing, she found that the positivity in the healthy egg had spread to the eggs around it. And to me, this is like huge. It's like so important. And like he starts off that video by saying, oh, you know, the Illuminatis, all these bloodlines are taking over the world. I think it's that one. Does he say that? And we've got to freak out. We've got to do something about it. And it's like, no. And this is what I believe. Even though I do get distracted and I get caught up in and it's good to know and to understand what's going on. Like, I don't think we should be ignorant, but I think we need to know that the power is within us, and it's not activism, though I'm not against people that if they feel called to that. But the power is what I think the kingdom of God is when we, like that egg, that healthy egg, if we do the work within ourselves to get ourselves in a good state, and then that is going to spread in a much more powerful and deep way than all the activism in the world. And so I think that's how we're going to conquer whatever it is that's going on, that I think that we have to go through whatever's going on, that the evil intent that people get seduced into all the time has to come to some magnificent fullness for the story to make sense. Oh, here's currents. All right, so I'll finish up. All right, so yes, we've got to create a beautiful sound, like think about what song our soul is singing to the universe, and that realize that those vibrations are going out and influencing the world around us. So if you're going through suffering, go with God on it and find out what you need to break through in, because quite often we've got layers underneath that we're not aware of, and that's where the real vibration is coming from, not from the superficial part of us that we think is who we really are. That's just a superficial identity. All right, Karen's here. Come in, Karen. All right, I'm signing off now. Do you want to come in? It's all right, come in. You can come and say goodbye. Do you want to say goodbye? I'm just signing off on the video. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I've just been talking about vibration.
Hello.
What
goodbye.
we're vibrating.
Oh.
We got good vibrations.
Oh my, good vibration.
Good vibration.
We got the frequency happening.
We're going to change the world.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.